Hey guys, what is up? I know that I said that I was going to go live in the team page, but Facebook is having some sort of issues. So I wanted to make sure I got this training in. So we had to kind of improvise, which is just kind of the nature of the beast. So let's go ahead and get into it. So today we are going to talk about the art of a selfie and other useful information when it comes to photography. Now, my name is Erin McAuliffe, and I am the leader here at Intrepidly Captivating, and I am so excited that you've joined me. I do want to be completely transparent. I am not a professional photographer, so I don't know everything that there is to know about photography, but these are some things that I've learned along the way, as well as the research that I've done on the internet. So let's hop into it. Yay. Okay, so we are a society that is this chair is kind of wiggly. We are a society that is forever making advances in technology. We've come a long ways from having a camera that required film and waiting weeks upon weeks to get those. So if you grew up at about the same time that I did, sometimes you would take pictures and you'd have to wait, 2-3 weeks to get those pictures back, and then you're only like seeing this much of your face, or it's blurry, or whatever the case might be. So we can use these advances in technology to better benefit our business, our family life. Like, technology just benefits everything. Everything is more instant. There's not as long of a wait. So with that being said, photography is an important part of network marketing. And the reason that is because we use social media, we use social platforms, we use photography to introduce our clients to whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's sharing about our family, whether it's talking about our stories, whether it's showcasing our products, whatever the case might be. And so when we're talking to our clients about this kind of thing, we want to make sure that it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So what does that mean? That's a great question, because it's something different for everybody. That's why it's important to brand. It's important to have a good understanding of what your style is. It's a good idea to know like what type of photography that appeals to you, or that's going to appeal to your ideal customer. Okay, we want it to match you, but we definitely want it to match our ideal customer. And the reason that is because when our ideal customer is scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform that you might be using, you want to interrupt that scroll. So they are going to pay attention to your content. So there's different ways that you can do that. You can make sure that your background's cleaned up. You can have an interesting background. You can use green screens and like different apps that you can kind of go in and change your background if you want. Otherwise, just make sure that it's clean and tidy, and that it's not going to be a distraction to whatever the subject or whatever you're photographing is a subject. Making sure that it is not going to take away from that, and it's going to allow the viewer to focus on whatever it is that you want them to focus on. So if that is your face, you might want to have like a plain background like this, or you could use a cloth to complement, like you could use like a sparkly cloth to complement your clothes, or white always looks nice with like a dark shirt. You just want to make sure that it just really goes well together. What else do I have here? I have some notes here, so just excuse me for a second. So aesthetic photography specifically means that it's an image that appeals to the eye. There's something about the photo that makes a person want to observe it. And that kind of goes back to wanting to interrupt that scroll. So you're going to want to make sure, we just talked about the background, making sure that it's aligned with your brand and that it fits your style, because you're not going to be able to consistently do something if it doesn't fit you. Like when I take pictures, I like them to be dark. Like I like them to be more of the dark backgrounds. I like darker colors. And I kind of like it to be sexy, but still, like, my style's kind of like sexy, but still like down to earth and like your everyday person that you would see at the grocery store. Okay, so you're gonna also want to make sure you have lighting. Lighting is huge. If your lighting is not good, it's not gonna make the subject appear like better. So the best kind of lighting that you could absolutely get is indirect sunlight. And that's like through a window. You're not going to want to go outside and like be in direct sunlight because that is absolutely not flattering. You're not going to want overhead lights because that's going to cast some shadows. Bright lights like in the kitchen, that will also cast some shadows. So anytime you can use like by a window or a room that has a lot of natural lighting, that's going to be the most aesthetically pleasing. It's going to complement you the best. You can also get a ring light. Okay, and so when I first started this, I had never owned a ring light, and I had just bought one off of Amazon. It was small, and I won this really fancy ring light from an incentive here at Pharmacy, and this thing is amazing. It has different settings, so I can, like, if it's brighter outside, like, I can make it lighter or darker, or if it's dark, I can make the light brighter. Like, it's just adjustable, and there's like different kinds of, like, they have the amber and the fluorescent, and there's different types of lightings and the different bulbs in it that you can use. So I would really encourage you to get like a ring light, and especially like a bigger one. The first one I got was only like this big, and it did the job, and I actually still use it when I go live at my house. But when I am down at the shop, like making content such as like TikToks or reels or like photography, like up close, specifically like around like objects that I'm taking, I like to have that big ring light, and I just, so it can kind of brighten it up. And sometimes you can put like things around it to make that light focus on what you want it to focus. Angles are also very important when talking about photography. Like, an angle can make things differently, because me looking at you like this, my phone is kind of tilted down, so it's more flattering to me. If we were looking straight on, you're gonna see more things like my double chin, or you might see more wrinkles. But when it's kind of at a angle and there's like a little bit of a distance, my face appears very smooth. The angle of my face and my contour helps. So the angle makes it, like, it's better. I'm sure that you guys have all like accidentally turned on your phone when you're taking a picture, like you're like getting ready to look at it and your camera's on and you're like, eh. Obviously that's not at a flattering angle, like, because it's like down here and it's looking up and it's showing any imperfections that you have. You might want to consider the quality of your camera. When you are using a selfie mode on your camera or on your smartphone, the camera is not as high grade as or as high resolution if you were to use the one on your back. So sometimes it's helpful to set up your camera like on a tripod and turn the camera around, and you can either set your camera up where it's voice recorded, or you can also use a Bluetooth remote to trigger the camera. Another thing that I've done in the past is I will just turn on the video. I will go live, or not go live, start the video and do different poses, and then I slow it down in a video maker, and then I take screenshots of poses that I like. That's really helpful too. So that's just some kind of helpful tips. Background is everything, lighting is everything, angle is everything. So if those are the three things that you remember from this training, you will be doing good. Lighting, angles, what was the other one? Lighting, angles, oh my God. Oh, background, goodness. Making sure that your background is clean and aesthetically pleasing. And like I said, you kind of wanted to align with your brand, so that when people see that you're live, they're subconsciously noticing your brand. And you also want it to match your style, and you want it to be appealing to your ideal customer. If you do not know who your ideal customer is, I would encourage you to really sit down and think about that, because it is hard to appeal to somebody that you don't even know who they are. You need to get like up close and personal and be your ideal customer's best friend. Your brand needs to be your ideal customer's best friend. Okay. So then when I was doing selfies, I'm like, gosh, I just take selfies. I don't know. Like, I just like take the picture and then kind of wait and see. But apparently there's a lot more to photography than what I thought. There's like grids and horizontals and lines and vertical lines and alignments. And I was just like, whoa, I have no idea what all this is. So I just kind of went to a website and I like found something that I kind of think like aligned with when I take my selfies. So tilt something, angle your phone slightly down or to the side, or keep your phone totally totally still and tilt your head. I do that a lot. Whatever you do, taking a selfie straight on is not going to probably give you the best result or the best shot, and it has nothing to do with how beautiful you are or anything like that. It's just literally the angle. So just either tilt your phone, tilt your face, whatever the case might be. I typically tilt my face because I use a tripod. So your selfie eyes matter. Okay, your selfie eyes matter. So when people crave a human interaction, all right? People crave a human interaction. And sometimes with social media, we don't get that. So when you're taking your pictures, you're taking your selfies, you want to figure out which lens you need to be looking at. And you really need to like make focus with, I call it make goo-goo eyes with the lens. So you're going to look deep in it, and then you can kind of like look, because it's tempting just to look at yourself, but if you're gonna take a picture, you can look at yourself, make sure you like the angle, that it looks good, and then really look at that lens. See the difference? Because then when people are scrolling, they're going to see you looking at them, right? They're going to feel like a connection, because when you look at people in the eyes, that's making a connection. We talked about lighting. Hide from the shadows. Like, do not take pictures in direct sunlight. It is the least flattering. Like, if you're outside and want to take pictures, like find some shade, go hide under a tree, take your pictures there. Just don't do it in the direct sunlight. Smile normal. Okay. So remember in school when everybody's like cheese and you're like, you know, it just doesn't work out good. If you're taking a photo, there's always one kid at school whose picture at my house, whose picture comes back kind of like that. It's not an easy thing to like really learn. You can tell when somebody's smile is insincere because it's not symmetrical. When you have a sincere smile, it's symmetrical. See? But if I like, this part of my lip is not symmetrical with the rest of it because I'm just making myself smile. Okay. Try a closed lip smile, which feels, you can do different ones. You can do one where you like have a halfway smile or a big cheesy smile. You know, different ones, whatever you like. You can take several pictures and figure out which one you think you look the best in. Pump up the background, a car selfie, use your blank white bedroom wall, an apartment building lobby. You can like take a picture at Walmart in the produce aisle. I take pictures all the time in the Menards light section. So, I mean, just anywhere that you want to. But if you're in the fruit section, like all the apples lined up, like you can make that look cute if you get the right angle, right? Be confident. You have to be confident. You should like have like a pump up stash before you do the selfies, whether it's listening to music, saying a positive affirmation, just because when you're building yourself up and you're feeling positive, like you're like, yeah, I look good. Okay. Get it, girl. And you're just going to get some better pictures because you're going to feel good. Okay. A flash decision. Do I use a flash or do I not use a flash? Sometimes it's a blessing for your selfies and other times it's a nightmare. Flash isn't famous for turning people's eyes red and washing out your skin. Basically, you look like a demon. Unless it's Halloween, that's not a cute look. Flash adds a burst of light to subjects that desperately need it. It's best to use when you're inside in a dark area or there are lots of shadows. If you're still looking like you're possessed, try a different angle. Know your good side. Which is your good side of your face? Which one do you prefer, your right or your left? Maybe the right side of your face has more freckles that hint at your bubbly personality, or maybe your right side has a bump on the nose from falling off a skateboard. Choose your good side and try a selfie from that angle. If it saves you time and retakes, and you're usually happier, then that's your good side, okay? Do whatever makes you feel good. Get inspired. Selfies are hard. Your followers expect to see something exciting and different, and how do you keep upping the ante? If you need to feel inspired, if you're feeling creatively stunted, or a dose of celeb selfies is what the doctor ordered, go Google celebrity selfies. If you don't follow some of the Kardashians on Instagram just yet, now's the time. Take inspiration from the feeds of the local influencers you admire. Make sure that you are getting inspired by what you're wearing. What does your caption say? Where is the celeb? How's the makeup? What angles or lighting are they using? A little recon and mimicking. Don't copy, make it your own, but mimicking is okay, and help you learn to take good selfies in no time. You can also try a portrait mode on your phone. It focuses on the person in the photo and kind of blurs out that background. And practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. That's how you're going to get good selfies, and before you know it, you'll just be snapping them, and you'll only have to do it one time and not 700 million pictures of the same pose. All right, guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Sorry again that I was not able to go live. I am Erin McAuliffe, and I am the leader of Intrepidly Captivating. And if you found value in this, please feel free to share it. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye.